Hello and welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are subscribers already, thank you very much. We absolutely appreciate the support. If you're not already a subscriber and you stumbled across the channel in this video, then don't forget, hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing. Hit the thumbs up and hit the bell notification for all upcoming content, of which there's plenty. So today this video is a what's in the box of the Rubicon Models full resin 56 scale M551 Sheridan light tank. An awesome vehicle that's been in service, or was in service, for a long time. The idea being it was a light airborne assault vehicle that could be thrown out the back of Hercules and that sort of stuff, and hit the ground running, so to speak. So because it's one of their full resin kits, the box is very basic. We've just got this very sturdy, well-made cardboard box, not a cheap box, and then just this sticker on the front with an image of the vehicle and what it is. The kit number is 282035 for those of you that want to order one, and obviously full resin, so we're going to be using CA glue exclusively for this, and it tells us on there as well. It also tells us handle it with care, as it's polyurethane resin. We all know that can be hazardous, particularly when sanding and stuff like that, so make sure you wear a respirator and gloves if you're doing any of that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's their military resin vehicle series, and obviously what it is. So the box is like a flip top opening box, so get that out of the way. We have typical Rubicon instructions, and then we have a plastic bag with all the various parts in. So what we're going to do is take all these parts out first of all, like so. There's quite a lot of little parts as well, so just be careful you don't lose any. We're going to move those all to one side while we have a look at the instructions. So this will be the first resin Rubicon kit I've done. So typical Rubicon instructions. There we've got an image of the actual completed vehicle, and we've got obviously all the parts marked on the instructions themselves. So there is a few little bits and bobs, so obviously you need to just be aware of those, and cross-reference them with the instructions. So we move on. Step one, we're assembling the tracks that come in. Essentially the tracks are three pieces per side, or 3 parts per side. Get the tracks assembled, and it looks like they've got some sag in them and stuff, so we'll have a look at that. And then we're onto the hull. Now it's telling us to assemble that last R25 and R33, so that's the last step that we'll do, and we'll get obviously the lower hull assembled, bathtub type hull by the looks of it, putting the sides on with built-in suspension and all that sort of stuff. Then we're putting the tracks on, so dead simple, and then we're putting the upper hull onto the lower hull. So we move on to step 3. We've got a crew figure there on the 50 cal, assembling the gun turret, or the 50 cal onto the turret, the main turret itself. We've got turret tops for the Reforger, turret top for late Vietnam, so you can choose which one obviously you're doing, and then it's telling us to put the stowage basket on the rear of the turret, put that on last, and we've got a couple of holes and stuff to put on to get this in place. But yeah, so very nice, and you can choose which one. Oh, we've also got a turret for early Vietnam as well, which I'm guessing is the Reforger, maybe. Optional jerry cans and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, very nice. Very nice indeed. And then there's only 5 steps to this build, really. We're putting the early Vietnam War. If you're doing that version, we've got this kind of dozer blade type assembly, or armor, frontal armor on the front. Obviously, if you're not doing a Vietnam version, then you won't need that. And then putting the armor plate on the bottom there, and that's it, you're done. And then we've got at the bottom, we've got a bit of text here about Reforger was campaign conducted during the Cold War, and it was basically a show of strength to the Eastern Bloc, etc., etc. So you can read about it. If I move that closer, you can pause the video and kind of read about that, if that floats your boat. And it will kind of dictate which version you're going to do. I think I'm going to do a Gulf War version to go with the BTR 60, because these were used in the Gulf War. So that being the case, I probably won't put this bit on the front, etc. But yeah, so very, very simple build. A lot of the detail is molded into the resin. So let's have a look at the parts. So we've got the upper hull, we've got all the engine grates and grills all molded in. Everything is a really nice, really good quality molding. All this rivet detail on the side, which is going to look awesome. We've got a little bit of cleanup to do around here, but that's not a problem. But for resin, full resin, that is really, really good quality casting. Very, very impressed. Let's move that there. Let's have a look at the lower hull. And again, the smoothness of that. We've got escape hatches and stuff molded in. Very, very nice. We've got a little bit of sort of flash there that we can clean up, but that'll take seconds, not a problem at all. So yeah, really, really nice. And then all the tow hook detail on the rear plate is all molded in as it is at the front. What we might try and do is just drill a hole through there just to give it a bit of extra detail. But we shall see as we progress, because resin being resin, you don't want to snap it. So we've got the bottom of the turret here, which is lovely, very nice, and that should all be an equal, and that fits perfectly straight into the upper hull and has enabled us to turn it. So yeah, that's really cool. Very, very nice. And then we've got the turret tops. So we've got two types. This is going to be the, if we consult the instructions, and this is what we're looking for. So R8 is the one that has all these sort of ammo boxes molded into the turret. So I'm guessing R8 is going to be the, yeah, it is. So R8 is the early Vietnam version, with all these kind of ammo boxes on the side, and then R9 is late Vietnam. So we've actually just got the locating points where ammo etc would be stored on the outside of the turret, but the detail, as you can see, is just wonderful. Really, really nice. And that should, we've got that tab there that would need to be removed, obviously. It's just from the casting, so we've got two of those to be removed, but that will fit on there perfectly. You can see there at the front, there's no issues at all with fitting those on. And then the turret itself fits onto the upper hull. Really, really nice. We've got the turret basket at the back. We've got lots of detail molded in here. Really nice detail. Hopefully that's picking up on camera. And then at the back here as well. So that's going to fit onto the turret. Lovely. Yeah, really, really nice. And that will take a wash and some dry brush and all that, really bring out that detail. And you can put in stowage and all that stuff in the rear of the turret. Consult your reference pictures depending on which version you're doing, and away you go. We've got this front piece here, which is obviously for the early Vietnam version. And it's sort of this mesh, so I'm guessing this was kind of additional armor that the crews put on there. I don't know whether that's a little bit warped, potentially. Hit that with a bit of heat or put it in some hot water, and that will, it is a little bit warped, but that's not a problem at all. We often find that with resin parts, to be fair. So yeah, very, very nice. This is going to be the bottom armor plate for the lower hull, and again, got this tab to remove, but cut that away, a little bit of a sanding stick over it, done, and that fits on. But it's lovely and smooth. There's no sort of sink marks in it or anything from the casting process. Really, really nice. So we'll have a look at, there you go, there's one of the sides of the lower hull, and we've got all this suspension detail molded in, and there isn't any hint at all of any miscast, sink marks, flash, nothing. It's perfect. Really, really nice. Really, really nice. And then the tracks themselves, so as I said, hopefully it's picking that up on camera. We've got a little bit of sag molded into it here, which is lovely. And then essentially we're putting on, that's sort of the upper track, and we're putting that onto the lower track. Done. And then hopefully you can see there that we've got this sag built in. How simple is that for tracks? And then on the wheels themselves, we've got all this lovely rivet detail on the actual wheels. We've got the drive sprockets, idler wheels. It's really, really nice. Really nice detail. And once that's painted and weathered, it's going to look really, really good. So they're exactly the same as that. Then we've got this one here, which is the actual gunner. Again, the detail is really, really nice. And his uniform here. Yeah, lovely. And then we've got the 50 cal itself. The barrel's a little bit bent, but we can bend that back into shape. But the 50 cal is very nicely detailed. We've actually got, I don't know whether you're going to pick it up, but there is an indentation there in the end of the barrel, making it very easy. We'll kind of try and improve that as best we can. So we've got a little bit, but you can see there it has just got a little bit bent. That's probably in transit, to be fair. So we'll just heat that up very, very slightly, let it cool, and we can straighten that barrel, no problem at all. No problem. That looks like part of the cupola. Again, just the tab to remove, and these tabs are very common. These are just part of the casting process, so they'll be cast on a block and removed from the block, leaving this tab. And what they've allowed you to do is remove that yourself, so that you can finesse the point where it's removed. We've got a bit of the upper hole there. Again, very nicely detailed, lots of nice rivet detail molded into it, weld seams and all that stuff. Yeah, really cool. Very nice, I'm impressed. Then we've got the main gun itself. Again, pre-drilled out barrel, very, very nice. And that's going to fit into the breech like so. That way, probably. Obviously, we're not going to have this tab in the way. Yeah, it's going to look lovely. Lovely. So that's the main bits really of the resin. So let's have a look at the other bits. I mean, we've got an extremely bent 50 cal there. Look at that. So I've obviously put a spare one in, but again, a little bit of finesse. We cut that tab off, a little bit of heat, and you can literally bend that back into place. So it's not a major problem at all. It's to be expected. We've got the sighting system there for the main turret. We've got tiny little track links here, but again, the detail on the tracks is there, and more than adequate at this scale, more than adequate. Then we've got headlights with the headlight surrounds and guards. Again, at this scale, more than adequate, more than adequate. I'm guessing these are the smoke dischargers. So we've got those. There's literally everything you need is in this box, literally. Yeah, additional tow hooks and that sort of stuff. So literally everything you need is here. And you could turn out, or hopefully, I'm going to turn out a nice Sheridan at the end of it. And the other thing there is the little jerry can. That's got all the straps molded onto it and everything that we need. So that's perfect. And that will just fit onto the side of the turret should we choose to use it. But yeah, so everything is there that we need. I'm very, very impressed with the level of detail, to be honest. I think it's lovely, and it's a nice little build, and you can do it Vietnam, you could do it in NATO colours, you could do it Gulf War. The options are endless, really. Everything you need is in the box. The only thing you don't get is decals in this kit. Well, there's none in my kit, but that doesn't matter because, you know, if you look at these vehicles, there's loads and loads of different options for markings. So whether you get decals out your spares box, if you've built Rubicon before, you will have loads and loads of decals. They always give you lots of extra stuff. So I'll pick some of those that fit the theme that I'm doing. I'll have a look at some reference pictures, but I think I'm absolutely leaning towards a Gulf War version to go with the BTR. So we'll see. We will see. But yeah, that's it for this video. Just a quick look and see what you get, because I've never looked inside a Rubicon resin kit before, but I'm very impressed. Looks very, very nice indeed. So we'll definitely crack on with this. So keep your eye on the channel for more videos pertaining to the Sheridan. There's loads and loads of Rubicon stuff on the channel, so have a look at those as well. Again, if you haven't, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, and hit the bell notification. Yeah, and go and get one of these. If you've never done resin before, what a great introduction to building a full resin kit, because it's so well made and so well manufactured. So go and get one, have a go at it. So that is the Rubicon Models M551 Sheridan, and I'm going to get cracking with this fairly soon and get it together. So yeah, keep your eye on the channel and you'll see this coming together. But until next time, guys, stay safe, happy hobbying. Bye bye.